Hey everyone, Lucamus Prime here. So, Christmas Eve is finally here, and I thought I'd kick off Christmas Eve by doing a special ranking video today of the movies for the franchise containing my favourite Christmas movie being the Home Alone franchise. So is it from best to worst in my personal opinion, guys? If you disagree with me, that's fine, it's your opinion, which I'm not going to disrespect the channel, but please respect my opinion. And yes, guys, I'm wearing a Christmas jumper, which has a very familiar Home Alone quote on it, if you've seen the second film. Yeah. Now, enough of that. So, starting with my all-time favourite Home Alone movie, which I absolutely adore, my favourite Christmas movie ever. I really love this movie so much. It's definitely Home Alone 2, Lost in New York from 1992. And I give that, if I could, maybe a million out of 10, but 10 out of 10, you know. But if I could give it higher, of course I would. So, I literally have no problems with this movie at all. I love it so much. The entire cast did such a phenomenal job. You know, I could name everyone, honourable mentions. Everyone did such a great job. And I loved the traps in the movie were pretty great, and, you know, slightly improved compared to the first movie in a way, and also very hilarious too. You know, slapstick comedy, it's what you need, isn't it, really, for a comedy movie. And I loved as well John Williams' music score. It was so beautiful. My favourite composer of all time did a great job in this movie. I definitely enjoyed as well the scenes at the Plaza Hotel. It's a really cool looking hotel, and it was really good. And I like how, compared to the first film, Kevin is facing, you know, much more dangers in a way, being that he's home alone, not at his home, but in a big city, all on his own. I love that. And the emotional weight was also great too. And I love how they developed Kevin in this movie, where he goes from being a boy who defended his home, and now he's defending the children celebrating Christmas from Harry and Ma because he wants to stop them from robbing a toy store, which I think was a great development to his character. I definitely as well love the pigeon lady played by Brenda Fricker. She was a great addition, and her bonding with Kevin was great. It was really amazing. I also did like the scenes with Mr. Duncan as well, the man who owns Duncan's Toy Chest. He was a great character as well. And the Christmas feel as well was also really perfect too. I really love this movie. Such an incredible film. Yeah, really great. Now, my second favourite Home Alone movie ever has to be the first Home Alone film in 1990, which I also give 10 out of 10 to. So, going into this movie, once again, acting, as always, was incredible. The entire cast, they all did such a great job. John Williams' music was also great. The traps were also really funny too, and also great as well. I know a lot of these traps in the movies could easily kill the burglars, Harry and Marv, but you know what, it's a comedy movie and it's a film, so it doesn't have to be, you know, realistic, does it really? It's a movie. And the development of the character was also great, you know, where Kevin starts as being, you know, scared of being home alone, but then he gets used to it and he learns how to defend himself. That was a great development. And I did really love Old Man Marley, played by Wallace Blossom, may he rest in peace. Old Man Marley was an incredible character in this film, where you think he's scary like the pigeon lady from the second film, but it turns out he's actually really nice and friendly. And the rumours you heard about him are false. And also, once again, the emotional weight was also incredible, and so was Christmas feel. And in these first two films, the humour was also so funny. It really was. The funniest thing I can think of was probably, you know, when Kevin pranks Marvin in the first film, and also the concert in the second film with The Angels of Filthy Souls fictional film, starring actor Ralph Fiennes, may rest in peace. Those are such hilarious moments which I can't stop laughing at. They're so funny. The humour in these movies has been incredible. Really funny. These two movies are, amazing, you know, flicks to watch, I'm telling you. Now, my third favourite Home Alone movie would have to be Home Alone 3, released 5 years after Home Alone 2 in 1997. And I give the movie a 5 out of 10. Now, this is definitely one of my favourite Home Alone movies, but guys, I think it's meh. But for what it's worth, it is better to watch compared to the next two we're going to cover. So, for going out of this movie, the acting by the cast was good. You know, we can't blame the actors for a movie not being very good, can we, guys? We can't blame the actors. The traps were okay as well, pretty funny at times, you know, they were okay. I did like, you know, the inclusion of a character who we think is evil, but tends to be good, being, you know, Mrs. Hess, the old lady. She was nice. And I like how the main character is dealing not with two, but this time with 4 bad guys, you know, being Peter Beaupre, and also Alice as well, and also Jernigan, you know, Burton Jernigan, yeah. I can't remember Alice's surname, and also Earl Unger. Out of those 4, Jernigan was probably my favourite member of those. I think he was the coolest character out of that 4. However, what is this movie, which is why I don't like it compared to Home Alone 1 and 2, which I give 5 out of 10, is because I dislike how there's no McAllisters or Harry and Marv in this movie, and it has no connection at all to the first two films. I really dislike that. I really do not like it. And don't even get me started on Molly and Stan. They really got on my nerves. They were so annoying. They were like a rehash of, Buzz from the first films, and also I Want It with Kevin's sisters, like Linny or Megan, whatever you want to say. But yeah, but as well, guys, as a fun fact, Molly's played by Scarlett Johansson, so yeah. So this is what Black Widow was up to before she joined the Avengers. And I also dislike how John Williams' music did not return. It was Nick Laney Smith this time. Although there is a brief, segment of John Williams' somewhere in my memory theme at the start of the movie when it cuts into Smith's soundtrack. And this movie also did not feel like a Christmas movie either, because it doesn't even take place at Christmas. It takes place after Christmas. Like, come on, it's a Christmas... The first two are Christmas movies, so why couldn't this be a Christmas movie? Come on. Didn't like that. I also dislike as well how the character, Alex, isn't even home alone. He's not home alone because his family keep on seeing him in his house. He's not home alone. So yeah, this movie shouldn't even be a Home Alone movie. It didn't feel like a Home Alone movie because he wasn't home alone. But yeah, but nonetheless, this movie is okay to watch. It's better to watch compared to what we're going to go next, so... Okay, now we get to the two movies which... It's hard to say which one's worse out of these two, but yeah, I'm going to do my best, so... My fourth favourite has to be Home Alone 4, Taking Back the House from 2002. The first Home Alone movie to be released on TV and not in the cinemas. This was a TV movie. And oh my gosh. I do not know where to start with how bad I think this movie is. It's so bad. Okay. I think probably the only good thing about this movie, besides, say, the visuals and, stuff like that, was probably Mr. Prescott, played by Eric Avery. Mr. Prescott was my favourite character in this movie. I think he was the only character that I cared about. I really like Mr. Prescott. And he played the part of the character, being the character, who you think is evil would turn out to be good. I liked that. However, let's go on to what I dislike. There's quite a lot to cover, so... I did not like the acting by the people playing the McAllisters or Marv. Like, they're supposed to play the same characters from the first two films, and yet they acted nothing like the original actors. And they looked nothing like them either. And, oh my gosh, it was terrible. And don't even get me started on Marv. Like, he looks more like Harry than Marv. They might have cast French Stern as Harry, not Marv. Come on. And also, there was also a huge continuity error with the ages, because in the first Home Alone film, Kevin says that he's 8 years old. Well, his mum says that he's 8 years old. In Home Alone 2, he says he's, I'm 10 years old. TV is my life. Yet in this movie, which is supposed to be a sequel, he's 9. What? What happened? What is this? And also, as well, with Buzz and Megan. Like, Buzz, was getting older in the second film, and yet in this film, he's younger again. What? What on earth is going on? Like, the actor they got as Buzz was a miscast. Oh my goodness. And of course, like Home Alone 3, I dislike how there was no John Williams music either. Like, does it even have like a brief, part of it, like the first part, the first scene of Home Alone 3D, somewhere in my memory. No John Williams music at all, which really let me down. So, despite Mr. Prescott being my favourite character in this movie, guys, and also, everything was so, it was ruined by, the McAllisters and Marv playing by wrong actors, and also the continuity error. And of course, as well, like Home Alone 3, Kevin is once again not home alone. Because he's living in a big mansion with his father and his stepmom and a butler. That is not Home Alone. It should not have been called Home Alone 4. It should have just been called Taking Back the House. That's it. Because it was not Home Alone. So yeah, I really hated that. I really hated it. And also, as well, the ending scene where Kevin makes the snowfall with those, key cards with voice orders. Like, seriously, since when can that cause snow to fall? We can't control weather. Come on. That's so weird. See, despite Prescott making his scenes watchable, his scenes were ruined by the bad moments, I'm telling you. The other shadowed his scenes, so I'm going to give this movie 0 out of 10. I hate it. I really hate it. One of the worst Home Alone movies ever, but now we get down to my number one least favourite Home Alone movie, which I absolutely hate and cannot stand whatsoever, is Home Alone: The Holiday Heist in 2012. Another TV movie, not a cinema movie this time. Released 10 years after this. Now, Like with the previous film, it's very hard to come up with any good things about me because I really could not stand it. Like, I watched it on TV and I was disappointed. I was furious with it. I think probably the only character I cared about the most in the movie was Mr. Carson, played by Ed Asner. You know, Carl from the Up movie, and also he's in loads of voice projects as well, you know, that I know of. Like, his character, Mr. Carson, was probably the only one that I cared about in this movie. That's probably the only thing I liked about the movie, to be honest, Ed Asner. However, what I dislike this movie, once again, no McAllisters or Harry and Marv. No Chicago either, because it's not even taking place in Chicago. Like, really? Really? And also, just like Home Alone 3, no connection to the original movies at all. And Home Alone 4, despite featuring the same characters, doesn't even connect to the movies either, does it really, at all? And once again, just like 3 and 4, no John Williams music, which I was very disappointed about, because John Williams' music is the best in these movies. And also, the traps in this movie weren't even slapstick. They were meant to be, like, realistic. Like, really, it's a movie. They don't have to be, you know, real traps that are realistic. They're supposed to be slapstick comedy. Like, I didn't find the traps funny at all. And also, the main character, Finn Baxter, he's not Home Alone either. He's Home Alone with his sister, Alexis. That's not Home Alone. He's not on his own. He's not Home Alone! Oh, my goodness. Oh, wow. You know what? I'm done talking about Home Alone 5. I really don't want to talk about it. So, just like Home Alone 4, despite Mr. Carson making his scenes great to watch, 0 out of 10. I'll give it 0 out of 10. I hate it. I really hate Home Alone 5. 0 out of 10. Now, guys, just so you know, they have confirmed they're making a 6th Home Alone movie, which I think is due to come out next year, I believe. And the only reason why I want to watch it is because it's been reported that Macaulay Culkin is returning as, you know, an adult Kevin McAllister, I believe, to help the main protagonist of this film. So, I will probably, you know, give it a watch, see what I think of it, and update this ranking. But yeah, I hope it's good, and hopefully it'll be the true Home Alone 3, not the one from 1997, because every movie after Home Alone 2 has just not been so good. We should stop making after Home Alone 2, really. So this is my ranking, guys, from best to worst, in my opinion. So, number 1, Home Alone 2 Lost in New York. Number 2, the first Home Alone film. Number 3, Home Alone 3. Number 4, Home Alone 4 Taking Out the House. And number 5, last and definitely least, The Holiday Heist. So, guys, this is me doing my ranking of the Home Alone movies and best to worst in my personal opinion. So you know what drill, guys. Be sure to give this video a like. Also, be sure to let me know in the comments how you guys would rank the Home movies. I'd love to hear you guys would rank them. Also, be sure to join Team Prime by pressing subscribe. More videos coming in the future. And Merry Christmas, you filthy animals. And have a Happy New Year.